and welcome to the breakdown. You're on episode 5 of the ThePapare.com look back at week 5 of the Dialog Rugby League. It's been an outstanding weekend again. We had a superb weekend last week, and this weekend followed on from that as well. Some really physical games. Let's have a look at what went on in week 5. We had Army taking on Navy, and that match was expected to be close. And Army, after last week's big performance against CHNFC, unfortunately weren't able to match up to that standard. Navy won that one convincingly, 29 points to 14, after leading 26-14 at halftime. So the second half rather lackluster from both teams, and as a result of that, Army really suffering. They didn't look like they brought the same kind of motivation with them onto the park this week. CRNFC also took on Havelocks, and that game was expected to be win for CRNFC at Longdon Place because both teams were quite evenly matched. But Havelocks came really firing out of the blocks and didn't give CR a chance at all, and it was 31 points to 22. That is how that one finished as well. 21 points to 5 in favour of the Havelocks at half time, and CR just couldn't catch up. They scored an early try in the second half, but it was not enough to win back that huge lead that they had conceded in the first 40 minutes. Kandy then took on CHNFC. CHNFC not really performing to the levels that they were expected at the start of the season, but they started off brightly in that game against Kandy and came pretty close. But Kandy's fitness and their bench strength just a little bit too much, and towards the end of the game they really pulled away. It could have been much more, but it ended up 38 points to 22. And then we had a really close game once again, a real physical battle between the two forces teams as well. Police took on Air Force, and searching for their first win, Police managed to win it 28 points to 19, and that was a bonus point win as well for the Police, so they will be happy with that performance. So those were the results of week 5. Let's look back at our two key games this weekend, and the first one is the first leg of the Mathis Trophy, CRNFC taking on Havelocks. And at Longdon Place, some people would have favoured CRNFC to come through with a win because they've got a good squad and they've been playing pretty well this year as well. But unfortunately, a positional change, a key positional change, with a lot of us failing to understand, with Tharindra Ratwatha moving to number 13 to have Shanaka Chandimal come in at number 10 before a key game like this, struck us all as a little inexplicable to say the least. And that really did affect the fluency of CR's game, but it was not that positional change that really lost them the game. It was the fact that their forwards just couldn't compete. Havelocks back absolutely dominant on the day. They marched the CR scrum back several meters. They were dominant in the line out as well, and that driving maul that they employed to such good effect was really unstoppable for CRNFC, and they lost that battle up front. They were really physical against Kandy. They lost that physical battle as well, another physical battle which they have lost again. So that's an issue that's turning out to be a real problem for CRNFC week in, week out. They really need to be able to win those physical battles, and they don't seem to have enough mongrel, enough fitness to be able to win those battles. But Havelocks, on the other hand, we saw them really firing out of the blocks, went into a big lead, 21 points to 5 at halftime, and after that, Liston Flatney scoring what probably was the try of his career, running 30 meters to score, and leaving Kevin Dixon in the dirt as well with a nice fend. So it was outstanding work from Havelocks. Their tight five really deserve a lot of praise, and even their back row, the way they dominated those lineouts as well. Umesh Majusan, again a key figure in those lineouts, and of course the way that Senal Dilaka is playing. He has been one of the unsung heroes for this Havelocks team for a long time, and Lasindu Isan also doing some good tight work. So CRNFC were staring down the barrel in that game at halftime. They couldn't come back despite Ratwatha's early try, but it was really all one-way traffic for Havelocks on the day, and Havelocks will be hoping to take that kind of momentum with them to Kandy as well. Our next key game is Kandy versus CHNFC. Kandy hosting CHN Nithavala, and another high-profile standoff change. It wasn't just CR, but CHNFC also making a change. Rohit Radhapaksa coming into the fly half channel, and Samuel Madhuvantha going to the back as fullback against Kandy. And it didn't prove to be a great move either, because we had CHNFC going down by a considerable margin of 38 points to 22. Once again, Bone Kudangamu, Shahan Patrana absolutely outstanding at the back of that scrum for Kandy, and showing that that they have really moved up the levels over the last couple of years. We haven't known Kandy for their back play, but we have known Kandy for their back play rather, but now we are looking at them more as a forwards dominated team, because these guys are really muscling up front, and the guys coming off the bench like Sashika Jayawardene as well, really proving to be outstanding players. And the unsung heroes are in the front row, guys like Yaqub Ali, who are really performing yeoman service for Kandy, and they're really winning those breakdown battles, they're winning the collisions, and as a result of that, it's leaving guys like Danushka Ranjan with very little work to do to score some of the tries they've been scoring. Danushka Ranjan once again scoring an outstanding try. It was nice to see him actually dummying. He's got that in his arsenal again. So that's something nice to see, because Ranjan was somebody who was able to break tackles and just run through people, but it's good to see him bringing a bit of guile into his game as well. For CHNFC, of course, they had Nishan Pereira, who didn't get the ball very much at all, and that was once again because they lost that battle up front, and that's where Kandy have been remaining unbeaten, because their forwards have been outstanding. Will they be able to come up against a really good pack next week? We'll wait and see. Let's look at the numbers from week 5, brought to you by stats.thepapare.com. All the statistics that you need on this season, and of course the previous seasons as well, on stats.thepapare.com. Let's look at the points table to begin with. We have Kandy, who are one of the 2 unbeaten teams in the competition so far. They've picked up 5 bonus points in all the games that they've won so far, and they've got a total of 30, which is 2 ahead of Havelock Sports Club, who have also won all 5 games that they have played, but they've picked up only 3 bonus points, which is why they are those 2 points behind. Navy have won the same number of games as CRNFC, but they've picked up 4 bonus points as opposed to CR's 1, which is why they're well in front of CR by 3 points with 19 points to 16. CR dropping down 1 place, and Army in 5th place as well, trying to get that next win, which will get them on to a nice footing to try and make a challenge for that top 4 finish. We have CHNFC in 6th, we have Police in 7th after getting their first win over the course of this week 5, and Air Force still looking for their win, bringing up the rear. Let's look at our top try scorers from this weekend's encounters. We have the top try scorers, Danushka Ranjan with 6 tries, a familiar face at the top of that leaderboard. Rahul Delpachitra, an unfamiliar face at number 2, and he scored 4 tries already this season, showing what that pack and that bench from Havelocks can do. And we also have Buddhima Piyaratna, who has been leading the charge for Navy, who has scored quite a few tries on the wing for the 3rd place team as well. Our top point scorers, Sarinder Ratpatha continues his good form, although his team have dropped a couple of points over the course of the last 2 weeks, but he's still on 75 points. And Thirina Vijayasinghe, they don't need to kick too many points because they're scoring a lot of tries, and he's up on 54 points as well. Let's look at the upcoming fixtures from week 6. We have CRNFC taking on Air Force at Longden Place. CR will be looking to get their combinations right and also to score some bonus points against Air Force, who are at the bottom of the table so far. But let's look at an upset, the possibility of an upset as well. CR have been on the downward spiral in the last couple of weeks, and if they don't get their line out right, who knows what Air Force might be able to do at Longden Place. Then we have Police versus Army. That's at Police Park. It's going to be an intriguing game because this is where Army actually beats CH for the first major upset of this season. Police have been struggling for a win, but have been playing really well in losing causes as well. So I think that's going to be one of the most intense games of the week. 2 very well coached sides, Shamli Nawaz and Vaipa Gunaratna, both really shrewd tacticians. They'll be studying the videotape as we are recording this and make sure that they will be expecting exactly what the other team has to throw in for them. So that should be a very, very good game. We have Kandy taking on Havelocks, and that of course is the pitched battle that we were all expecting, the one we've been building up towards, and that's the 2 unbeaten teams taking on each other. At Nittavala, you've got to say that Kandy will be the favourites going into that ground. It's a fortress for them, and Havelocks will find it very difficult to beat them. But this Havelock side has a lot of resilience. They've come back from the brink on more than one occasion already this season, and expect them to go down fighting right up to the 80th minute. So they've got good bench strength, they've got good backs as well, guys who know what they're about, a little bit of experience with Riza Mubarak at fullback as well, and lots of youngsters like Shaukat Lahir and Lasundu Ishan who are really going to be willing to get in amongst that Kandy pack. And the battle between Lahir and Shehan Patrina is one that I'm really going to be looking forward towards at the breakdown in that Kandy Havelocks game. Let's see how that one goes. And then we have Navy versus CH. That should be an entertaining game. as well. Lots of Navy old boys like Nivanka Prasad going back to Valisara, and they should be given a hostile reception there, I would think. And Navy, after that big win last weekend, will be hoping to repeat that performance and consolidate their position at number 3 on the table. CHNFC, of course, will be looking for their second win of the season, and this might be a game that they fancy, especially with Navy's penalty count going up a little higher. Samuel Madhuwanta will come once again into the equation with those 3-pointers. So let's wait and see. An intriguing battle and lots of interesting clashes coming up on week 6 of Dialog Rugby League. Let's look at our trivia question for this week, and we asked you last week who captained the Havelock SC side when they won the Dialog Rugby League in 12-13, and the answer was Henry Terrence, who's captained who's coached quite a few school teams, captained that side, and also now plays for CHNFC. So congratulations to Dulita Pereira, who wrote to us on YouTube and wins the Sri Lanka Rugby replica jersey courtesy of Dialog. Answer correctly this week's trivia and win yourself a Sri Lanka Rugby replica jersey as well. Comment on the video below, send us a Facebook message, or comment on the Facebook post. This week's question rather, in which year did Navy Sports Club win the Dialog Rugby League, and who captained that team? When did Navy win the Dialog Rugby League, and who captained that team? Let us know. Thanks for joining us on week 5 on The Breakdown. You're on ThePapare.com, and we'll bring you all the action live from next week as well. Looking forward to that clash between Kandy and Havelocks up in Nithavala. Keep it tuned to ThePapare.com.